Good morning. Let us start today the syllabus for the electromagnetics, chapter number 1, that is electrostatics. This is our first session. Introduction to electric charge. What I understand by electric charge. So, electric charge is a fundamental property of matter and never found free. There are two kinds of electric charges, namely positive and negative charges. If a body has excess of electrons, it is said to be negatively charged. And if it is deficient of electrons, it is said to be positively charged. So there are two types of charges, negative charges and positive charges. In electrostatic fields in this chapter, we are supposed to study the effect of electric charges, means charges generated due to either positively charged or negatively charged objects. The concept of electric charge was introduced by Benjamin Franklin. The repulsion is the sure test for detection of charge. In SI unit, the unit of charge is coulombs that we know already. The electric charge is a scalar quantity. We have studied two types of quantities, scalar and vector. So, charge is basically a scalar quantity. Electric charge is conserved. It can neither be created nor destroyed. It can be transferred from one object to another object. Let us understand the concept of field. In physics, a field is physical quantity represented by a number or tensor that has a value for each point in space-time. Field theories, mathematical descriptions of how field values change in space and time, are universal in the physics. So field theory is basically study of field. A field can be classified as it can be scalar, vector, spinor or tensor field. In electromagnetics, we will be studying the first two types of fields. Either the field is a scalar field or it is a vector field. According to whether the represented physical quantity is a scalar or vector, spinor or tensor respectively. A field has unique tensorial character in every point where it is defined. That is, field is uniformly characterized. A field cannot be scalar field somewhere and a vector field somewhere else. So it is having a single identity, either scalar or vector or spinor or tensor. Now what is electric field? A region around a charged particle or object within which a force would be experienced on other charged particle or objects is nothing but the electric field. Let us understand how the field is created due to the charges. So let us understand the Coulomb's law. The first most important law in the electrostatics is Coulomb's law. It is shown that if I consider two charges Q1 and Q2, then this law is correlating between the force exerted between the two charges. Assumed the distance between the two charges is r. So to find out the extent of repulsion or attraction force between two particles having some charges, Charles Einstein the Coulomb can come up with the Coulomb's law. So what Coulomb's law says? If there are two charges Q1 and Q2, the distance between them is r. The force of attraction or repulsion between them is represented by capital F. Then force is directly proportional to the product of two charges Q1 and Q2, or force is inversely proportional to square of the distance. Merging the two equations, I get force exerted is equal to some constant K Q1 Q2 divided by R square. Remember, when I write the equation like this, it indicates we are only calculating the magnitude. So here it is represented as only in the magnitude. Where K is called as proportionality constant and its value is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon, where it can be expanded as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 epsilon r. What is epsilon, epsilon 0, epsilon r? We will study shortly. So epsilon 0 is called as epsilon 0, or it signifies the permittivity of a vacuum. SI unit of epsilon 0 value comes out to be 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12. So according to the theory, the like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. So we know if I have one positive charge and one negative charge, they attract. Two positive charges or two negative charges repel each other. Let us view how I can get the concept of Coulomb charge. Epsilon, as we discussed, is called as permittivity or dielectric constant of the medium. It is the medium in which you are placing the charges under study. So formula for epsilon is equal to epsilon 0 into epsilon r, where epsilon 0 is called as permittivity of free space or vacuum and epsilon r is called as relative permittivity. So epsilon r value is equal to 1 for the free space or the vacuum. You are measuring the permittivity of free space with respect to free space. Hence the value comes out to be equal to 1. Just we discussed the formula for Coulomb's law, that is force. So for free space or the vacuum, you are supposed to substitute epsilon by only epsilon 0. So here in the formula you are observing only the change you will be making is q1 q2 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into r square. Again I repeat, this is the magnitude of the force between the two charges. So the force can be exerted by my one charge on the other or the other charge by the first, that is 1 on 2 or 2 on 1. So it is necessary to represent this force as a vector quantity. So Coulomb's law in vector form is given by F bar is equal to Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. It is in vacuum or free space, so it is epsilon 0. R square, it is magnitude again, into a unit vector AR cap. So how to read this? AR cap is the unit vector in the direction of line joining the two charges. So whether I am calculating force exerted by 1 on 2 or 2 on 1, the unit vector is going to change because lines of force will going to change. The details you will understand still further in the problem solving section. So let us write one formula for calculation of Coulomb's law in terms of vectors. Here I am observing I have two charges Q1 and Q2. Q1 is generating some lines, Q2 is generating some lines of field. Let us say R is the distance between them. You have a unit vector 1, 2, that is, it is directed from charge Q1 towards charge Q2. So how to read this? So this is F12 which is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 divided by R square of 1 2 into a unit vector 1 2. So here you have the forces. Observe Q1 is also positively charged, Q2 is also positively charged. That is why the forces generated by the two charges, the fields generated are opposite to each other. Those are away from the charges. So here as the direction is opposite, forces are having the same magnitude but direction will be same. That is why you can write it as it is F12 vector is equal to minus of F21. So how to read what is F12 and F21? So F12 is force exerted by 1 on 2. So it is nothing but it is effect of charge Q1 on Q2. That is why it is represented as F12. Force exerted by 1 on 2. So in this case, unit vector you will be taking into consideration is it is starting from Q1 and it is going towards Q2. Likewise, F21 is the force exerted by 2 on 1. In this direction, your unit vector will be starting from Q2 and it will come till Q1. So you will be representing that unit vector as R21 kappa. So calculations in the vector field also changes that we will see detail in the problems. So just remember you can calculate the force exerted by 1 on 2 or force exerted by second charge on the first charge. So this is called as Coulomb's law in the vector form. So Coulomb's law holds for the stationary charges only which are point sized. So this is how I represent the vector form of Coulomb's law. Here F21 is force exerted by 2 on 1. Hence unit vector you are observing is equal to F21. So it is given by Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. Here capital R is nothing but the distance between the two vectors, that is magnitude of the vector F21. It is represented by R. So without any. Accordingly, I write unit vector formula as unit vector AR cap will be equal to what? Vector, that is vector 2 1 divided by the magnitude of the vector. So magnitude of vector here we are considering it is equal to r only. So it will be equal to F21 upon r here. So this is my vector r and divided by r. If I substitute, so it will be rq. So you are getting direct formula as q1 q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube into the vector r. This is your vector. So representing unit vector in the form of vector upon magnitude of vector, r square will be converted into r cube. You can remember first formula or you can remember second formula, no problem. Now how to write r to 1 while solving the numericals? It is from 2 to 1. So it will be destination is 1, source is 2. So it will be r1 minus r2. So you can substitute the values and you can do the calculations. So force on charged particle due to number of point charges is the resultant of the forces due to individual point charges. That is, if I have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 and I want to calculate the force at P, then it will be resultant of due to the first charge, second charge, third charge, etc. So what is 1 coulomb charge? A coulomb is that charge which repels an equal charge of same magnitude with a force of 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton when charges are 1 meter apart in the vacuum. So that is representation, that is definition of my 1 coulomb charge. The Coulomb force is conservative, mutual and internal force. And the value of epsilon 0 should be remembered. It is 8.86 into 10 to the power minus 12. So this is important value constant that you will be requiring at the time of solving the problems. So this completes the concepts of Coulomb's law, field, charge and vector representation of Coulomb's law.